Hey guys, this is Mr. Betts, and we're going to take a look at solving one-step equations using multiplication and division. Our first example says solve for x, and we're going to use multiplication to undo division and division to undo multiplication. Remember, when we did addition and subtraction, we used addition to undo subtraction, and now we're going to use multiplication to undo division. So these are called inverse operations. Inverse operations undo one another. We have addition and subtraction, which are inverses, and multiplication and division, which are inverses. So on our first problem here, we have a set of multiplication. We have -3 times x, and we're going to use division to undo this set of multiplication right here. So the trick to that, if we have multiplication, is to divide both sides of our equation. And remember, we can split up our equation along the equal sign. We're going to divide both sides of our equation by whatever this number, which is called the coefficient of the variable, is. Coefficient means the number next to or multiplied coefficient, the number that's multiplied by the variable. So we're going to divide by whatever that coefficient is. So in this case, we're going to divide by -3. If we divide the left-hand side by -3, then we also have to divide the right-hand side by -3. When we divide -3 by -3, remember, when we divide a number by itself, we end up with 1. So -3 divided by -3 is 1, so we're left with 1x equals, and on this side we have 15 divided by -3. So we have a positive divided by a negative. Different signs means negative answer. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. So our answer is that 1x equals -5, which we can just write as x equals -5. Remember, you need to check your answer now. And to check, we rewrite the problem. -3x equals 15. Substitute what you believe x is now equal to in for x into your check. -3 times -5 equals 15. Our negative times a negative we know is a positive. 3 times 5 is 15. So we end up with 15 equals 15, which tells us that our answer is correct. Okay? Again, we used division to undo our multiplication. The next example, division with multiplication. Remember, multiplication is the inverse of division, so it'll cancel it out. So we multiply both sides of this equation by whatever is in the denominator. In this case, it's -4. So we multiply this side by -4. Remember, we split this equation in half. If we do something to one side, we have to do it to the other. Now, on this side, we think about this -4 as a fraction, and we've got a -4 in the numerator, a -4 in the denominator, so that leaves us with 1x. The -4 divided by -4 gives us 1. 1x is equal to, now we take -32 multiply it by -4. A negative times a negative is a positive. And off to the side, if I do 32 times 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, we have 128, so the answer is positive 128. And we can rewrite this as just x equals 128. Go ahead and check this. And we rewrite the problem. X divided by -4 equals -32. We now believe that x is equal to 128, so we replace x with 128, divide it by -4, and we're hoping that we have -32. Now remember, on these checks we're following the right hand side and the left hand side. The right hand side is still -32. 128 divided by -4 also gives us -32. So our answer is correct. Okay, so here are 4 practice problems that involve solving one-step equations using multiplication and division. Go ahead and practice these, and if you have questions, come and see me during study hall or student access and I can help you out.